Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, guys. In this video, we will be discussing Flare Network, all for data, one for data. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out as well, only if you're interested. And folks, you can also check out the official crypto growth partners for the exchange. We've got MEXC. You can follow the link in the description box below for rebates, discounts, offers, benefits, and lowest fees. So do check it out. And as far as the wallet is concerned, you can check out Decent. They've got their products. They've got a biometric wallet which has got a phenomenal $70 off, and you can also check out their biometric wallet 2x package, guys, which has got a remarkable $149 off, only if you follow the link in the description box below. Decent supports 3000 plus of your favorite coins and tokens, and it supports 50 plus blockchain mainnets. Anyways, let's see what's happening with Flare in real time. I found this really interesting article for you guys. Look at this. This was in Korean, so I had to translate it. So let's look into it. This is from Tiger Research, so shout out. Seems latest, 20th December 2024. Flare, all for data, one for data. So let's see what this is. Basically, Flare is a next generation blockchain that ensures data reliability and integrity. By integrating oracles directly into the blockchain core protocol, Flare builds a data-centric blockchain. We've seen a lot of different projects selling themselves differently. When it comes to Flare, we've seen the word data time and again. It's playing around with data. It is trying to provide enshrined data via their protocols like the FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle, and Data Connector. So different prospects of it. Basically, it is a data-centric blockchain ecosystem through three core protocols. The FTSO, it provides the decentralized price feed, the data connector, connection between Web 2 and Web 3, and FAsset, leveraging non-smart contract assets. By the way, it is the spelling is wrong over here. FAsset, yeah, this is it. Flare started out as a data infrastructure, but with the launch of FAsset, it aims to evolve into a liquidity hub that connects various ecosystems, including non-smart contract, multi-trillion-dollar potential assets such as BTC, Ripple, Doge. So it's not only trying to grow itself, but it is trying to provide use case to the already known and made brands in this space. This is what differentiates it. It is trying to provide the use case to these projects and provide the infrastructure to them, the DeFi infrastructure. So this is awesome. Look at this. Number one, the Achilles heel of blockchain. Achilles heel, you can say, if you do not know a weakness of blockchain technology. Data blockchain builds a trustless system based on the principle that code is the law. Trustless means that no third party is involved, so the code is the law. No system can provide you the security if the code is not compromised. Basically, if the code is compromised, only then the blockchain can make the changes. So this is the Achilles heel, meaning that if you want external data, you won't be able to do that if you do not want to compromise the security. Flare does things differently. If you look at Ethereum, it is relying on Chainlink to provide it data. When it comes to Flare, Flare is a layer 1, but it is relying upon itself, its enshrined oracles and protocols to provide it data, meanwhile keeping everything intrinsic and secure. This is what differentiates it. This system is expected to provide unprecedented levels of security and trust because the code automatically executes all processes without the intervention of a third party. However, all of this is based on the premise of trustworthy data. Second generation blockchains such as Ethereum and Solana provide various functions through smart contracts. However, these contracts are completely dependent on the accuracy and reliability of the input data, and you cannot rely on third party for that. If you look at the bigger picture, basically, so look at this. No matter how perfectly designed a smart contract is, if the input data is incorrect or manipulated, the execution results become unpredictable and the entire system may be at risk and it is prone to error. The entire structure might fall. So to solve this, decentralized data provider called oracles have emerged in the blockchain industry. Like I told you guys, it is relying on the Ethereum relies on Chainlink. Meanwhile, like I told you guys, Flare is doing everything intrinsically, and it has its enshrined ecosystem being an enshrined ecosystem, guys. Look at this. Flare, all for data, one for data. Flare is a blockchain infrastructure, all for data, specialized in data. Currently, most blockchains must rely on a separate Oracle data provider when utilizing external data. In this structure, the safety of the blockchain itself is secured, but there is a problem that the reliability of the data provided by the Oracle cannot be guaranteed. So this is the problem, like I told you guys, that Flare wants to resolve. And how does it doing it? By embedding oracles directly into the core protocol of the blockchain. Basically, it is not relying on external third-party oracles. It has its own infrastructure, and it is basically enshrining it. It is consolidating it directly into its core protocols, its core infrastructure, the core system. This is not simply a technical integration, by the way, but it also means that the security of the blockchain is equally applied to the oracle itself, that the oracle is also secure, the chain is secure, the oracle is secure, the data is secure, so everyone can trust it easily, and the data will be accurate. This is why we say that this is why this article says that Flare is a specialist when it comes to data. This is awesome. So in this way, Flare solves the security risks that arise when relying on external oracles by integrating blockchain and oracles into one system, one for data. Everything is one. So this is awesome. All for one for all sort of stuff. Flare time series oracle, there are built-in oracles such as the three core protocols, Flare time series oracle, FTSO, which provides decentralized price feeds, Flare data connector, the FDC. By the way, FDC provides data from external blockchains, external sources. So this is what the data connector does, which enables Flare to leverage external chain and Web2 data in a verified manner. For instance, they need something from the Web2 data, and they need it verified, then FDC comes into play. And like I told you guys, the F assets, which enables non-smart contract assets such as BTC, Ripple, Doge to be utilized in DeFi, providing them a complete new dimension that has never been seen before. By the way, Hugo also said that F assets and FTSO Oracle system, this is not what Flare will be confined to. In the upcoming times, there are going to be different use cases as well, and utility as well, that is going to be a part and parcel of the Flare ecosystem. So time will only tell that what innovations Flare will bring, but up until this point, we are all looking forward to the tests on Songbird and Flare growing from this point, from here on forward, in terms of fundamentals and technicals. Okay, so this is a long article. You have to check this out yourselves. This is an awesome read, to be honest. F assets, building a liquidity hub connecting diverse ecosystems. Flare's F asset is a protocol designed to enable the use of non-smart contract assets in the DeFi ecosystem, built on Flare's core technologies. FTSO and data connectors. F-Asset provides new possibilities for non-smart contract assets such as BTC, Ripple, and Doge. Look at this. The F-Asset is expected to significantly expand the scope of utilization of existing assets by resolving these limitations and allowing non-smart contract assets to utilize DeFi services. People do not realize how big of a use case this can prove to be. There are multiple great projects that do not have the intrinsic smart contracts, and to provide them DeFi services and to provide them use cases. And we're talking about multi-trillion-dollar brands. And we're not talking about any other random project. We're talking about the grandfather, BTC itself. Now look at this. The process of issuing F assets is as follows. When issuing Bitcoin as F assets, the user signs BTC and verifies that the transaction was executed on the Bitcoin chain through the data connector. So this is where data connector comes into play. It verifies external data, that what's happening, brings external data to the FLR infrastructure. Once verification is complete, FBTC and ERC20 based F asset is issued on the FLR network. This token can be utilized in FLR's DeFi ecosystem or bridged to other chains. As F assets connect and move assets from multiple chains and stability is of the utmost importance, FLR ensures this through several technical devices. FTSO's real time, by the way, FLR's infrastructure is heavily reliant on the combination of FTSO and the FLR data connector, both of them, guys. Real-time price feed responds to price fluctuations. This is where FTSO comes into play to mitigate the inaccuracies from price fluctuations. And FLR's consensus mechanism supports the integrity and reliability of the entire process. It also solves the trust issues of existing centralized bridge solutions by applying an over-collateralization model to maintain a higher value than the issued F assets as collateral. Basically, overall, FLR is trying to play around with data, provide reliable data, accurate data, low-cost data, meanwhile entrenching the security and minimizing and mitigating the vulnerabilities in the entire structure. So this is, in my opinion, this is awesome. A really great read. This was a really great read. You have to check this out. FLR innovation across industries beyond blockchain. Beyond blockchain data infrastructure, FLR aims to lead changes across industries through technological innovation. What is FLR's vision? It is revealed through recent announcements and technological developments. It can be summarized in 2 points. First, to overcome the technical limitations of the Web3 ecosystem and build a new service environment. And what is the second? To develop artificial intelligence technology through blockchain. This is something that isn't being focused as much when it comes to the advocates and proponents of FLR, because up until this point, people are looking at the F assets. Obviously, AI technology is going to be used in F assets and the entire infrastructure as well. But up until this point, the AI element of FLR, I think, is being a bit undervalued. It is not being focused upon as much as it should be. A really great read this was, guys. So what do you guys think about FLR network? All for data. What was this? All for data, one for data. Yeah. What do you guys think about it? I would really like your opinions, so do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out. Like I always say in the end, until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.